Hey guys and gals, this is Nathan. Welcome back to more of our Let's Color series. We're still coloring template AV, and we're going to pick up right where we left off. We're doing some skin tones here. So I'm going to grab what I had from this guy up here. And let's see, our light source is probably, just kind of generic, from up here. I think will be good. It's not really indicated too much by the rendering, so it's good. Gives us a little bit of room to play around with it. So I'm just kind of filling it in, rough sketching in, where I want my shadows to be. Using the pressure sensitivity on the Cintiq, or you could use your tablet, what have you, to give you more color variance. Just push a little bit harder if you want to throw down some more color. And I'm just kind of using that base tone that I had set up. Just kind of blending it in more, cleaning it up a bit. Let's see what that gradient map on, see what our colors are actually going to look like. So I don't want to go through the whole process and then it's not what I wanted or expected it to look like. Oops. Yeah, I like using the gradient map adjustment layer. I like using it for stuff like this where you're getting moody colors, and it just gives me like colors I wouldn't have expected. Something like on here, like this greenish tone for flesh tone. Yeah, it's pretty cool, and it matches, with the background. It kind of ties everything together. All right, let's get some highlights on this nose. Again, this is more of a painterly style than what I usually do, so just kind of working out roughly. It doesn't have to be, oh well, that's not 100% accurate. I'm not really worried about that or anything. It's just like laying in the tones, letting the artwork shine through, letting the tones and the shadows kind of help tell the story. The color choices and stuff like that. Not really the rendering so much. Not really going to depend on that as much as I would, for other mainstream type comics. Tone that part down a little bit. Alright, I think that looks good. Let's move on to a new character here. I want to show you guys a little something. You can see on my flats as well. Now I have this shirt as 2 different colors. What I'm going to do to save time, I'm going to select both those colors and fill it in with the majority color of the shirt. Let me just get a little highlight color from it. I'm going to color the whole shirt first using that. So you can see I'm coloring inside this stripe and everything. It's gonna be like a shadow from her breast there, a drop shadow. So I'm gonna grab this darker color, kind of blend these in a little bit more. Alright, let's get some shading down on that a bit. Okay, so I have the whole thing rendered out. Now what I'm going to do is just go back to my flats. Oops, I'll just kind of get happy with that bit. Okay, I'm going to go back to my flats, and I'm going to select the part that had a different color. Now I'm going to go back to my color layer where everything's the same, and I'll just go ahead and do that now. And you can see what that does is I'll show you in a second. Let me find this color here first. I think it looks good. But you can see, I mean, like especially like here, like in the arm, you know, instead of having to match up, you know, where the highlights are and stuff like that, having to color like everything in the stripe again. You know, like down here, I just did it real quick and easy. You know, everything looks good. I just had to color it once and then just smack on a little adjustment on it, and then you're good to go. It's another quick time-saving tip, I guess. Let's see, that one. So I'm going to do the same as we had on the guy, just kind of get a little bit sketching going on, getting our shadows where we want them. And again, our light source was from this way, so we have a nice drop shadow from here on there. Hopefully under here. A little bit like that. The underside here. Drop shadow from her head. Cheekbone, I guess. Yeah, that. We all shadow from her hair too. Why not? Now we'll go back in again with our base shade. Kind of blend all this out. Lighten that up a little bit more. Don't want it to be too drastic here. that. Let me do a little bit of shadow here. That looks good. Alrighty. Let's clean all this mess up. Keep that shadow behind the ear. Look pretty good. And the highlights. Cheekbone here. And the neck, we don't want as many highlights. Just because it's, you know, not the main focus. It's going to be on the face. So just kind of tone those down a little bit more. And she has like a little bit of higher highlights, I guess. Let me fix the shape of this. I just wasn't too thrilled with it. It's like it kind of tips over a little bit more. Yeah, I'm just going to paint in this little brighter highlight on it. So I think that looks pretty good. If you're not sure about your anatomy and stuff like that, I mean, it's something you always want to practice on. Even still to this day, you know, I find myself just grabbing, you know, random images of faces and just, you know, having a go on it. You know, just practicing, looking at different painters and, you know, learning techniques, shortcuts. You know, you'll think you'd be surprised. You know what little things, you know, you could look at that'll change your thinking. You know, you're used to seeing something a certain way for so long, and then somebody else shows you something like, oh wow, and then it just totally changes the way you work on it. Let's see. All right. Be sure there's nothing else selected. Okay. So I mean the hair here is pretty dark, so I'm just gonna scribble a little highlight across. You know, don't have to worry about getting too crazy with it or anything. Let's see, her eyes. Get on the right layer. Yeah, I don't see him there. Because this is like a close-up shot. You know, I like to give a little bit more detail. Well, not like crazy detail. There's like a little extra color, like in the eye. You know, maybe like a little reflection down here on the other side. Nothing too crazy. Do the same on this guy. Again, just because we're a little bit closer. All right, and we have, get rid of that now. The doctor here. Or it would just be a crease caused by the knot at the top. And drop shadow. That looks good. Let's jacket now. Go full screen. Okay. You can see, I mean, even it's not going to matter like how much rendering I put into this jacket, because a lot of it's going to be, you know, taken away just from the optical illusion your eye creates on the stripe pattern. So here, you know, it's another thing. You know, with enough practice, like you'll recognize that, and you don't have to put in as much detail. It's a good thing about you know, working a lot, is that you'll pick up on small little things like that, and they help out so much on time and your sanity. So I'm just kind of hitting the top area of where the creases would be, the folds. You know, just give it some indication, you know, but don't have to be too crazy about it, about the detail. If you look at the way some of the lines are curved as well, you know, kind of tells you, you know, which way it's going to go. Let's see, make sure I have the right skin tone for the guy. Yep. Okay. And medium highlight. So one thing that's difficult about African American skin is that it's a lot more reflective than Caucasian or Asian or even Hispanic. So you can see like his skin tone is going to have a bit more green in it. Because again, we're like in this, you know, lot greener environment. So it's not that he's sick, just kind of reflecting a bit more. I think African American skin is definitely one of those ones, you know, I spent, geez, who knows how long, like trying to practice. It's definitely one of the tougher ones. Tougher things to color. You know, you can't just have like oh, these are my swatches I use for, you know, African American skin, because it always changes. Same person's skin tone can change, you know, depending on the lighting, where you don't really notice that as much for any of the other ethnicities. A little bit, but not as much as, not as drastic. Alright, I think that looks good. Let me tone down his eyeballs a little bit because he's looking pretty crazy. Looks like you can see in the dark or something. That looks pretty good. These guys here don't bug me as much because they're more in the light. So, okay. Let me adjust that color. Oops. Nah, a little bit lighter. Okay. I'll go ahead and get a new clipping mask layer. Let's go ahead and get rid of that line. It looks like I erased it, but I just colored it with the line around it, and because it's on its own, those two are on its own layer. I'll go ahead and darken that and bring up the saturation. That'll give me like a nice color that'll fit in with the rest of it. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode, and this page is now completed. So yeah, that's gonna be it. For this episode. Stop by my DeviantArt page to see more of my work. It's lummage.deviantart.com. There's a Facebook fan page, facebook.com/lummage1. That's the number 1. Try and post there. Like links, color articles I find interesting. Maybe interviews that I'll find online from other colorists, whether it be print or from YouTube, whatever. Just ask questions, trying to build up a little bit more of a community over there. Just talk color, whatever. If you have any comments or questions, you can leave them there, or you could leave them in the comments below. Try and get to them as often as I can. I'm trying to be a lot better about it. It's kind of slipping for a while. As I was finishing up some major projects here at work. But yeah, I think that's about it. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.